sell the video.
You'll sell them?
They're
not,
on YouTube.
it is on YouTube. I always upload them.
Oh, Mr. M, he's doing it, but he's not putting it on YouTube, and I told him he should.
Yeah, I always put them on YouTube. And do you know where to get the YouTube links?
In the topics.
In the topics, under essential resources, if you go to daily schedule, every time we have a class that's recorded or a lecture that's recorded, I'll put it on YouTube and that link will be posted for you in the daily schedule. So you can always go back and look. All right. So far, we've talked about we've talked about parts of speech. Okay, what is a noun?
Person, place, thing, or idea.
Good. Person, place, thing, or idea. What is a verb?
Action or state of being.
Good. Action, word, or state of being. Stop that incessant clicking, pretty please. Thank you kindly. And what is an adjective? I don't know if we...
Something that describes it.
Yes. Okay. We also kind of talked about prepositional phrases, although not like too in depth.
Oh, yeah.
Can someone kind of just give me an example of a prepositional phrase in English? Is fine. Kaikilia.
By the road.
By the road. Good. Another example in English. Octavius. Underground.
Underground.
Under the ground. Good. I was going to say underwear, but then I realized. One more prepositional phrase in English. Kato.
In the house.
In the house. Good. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about the core or basic elements of a Latin sentence. All right. So in English, what do you need to make a full, complete sentence? Olivia.
A subject and a verb.
Yep, that's right. Just a subject and a verb. Okay. What's cool about Latin though is you kind of just need the verb.
Look.
Okay. Because what's cool, and we'll talk more about it in a bit. But the verb contains more information than just what's going on in the sentence. It also tells you who is doing the action, and that's just a piece of Latin. Latin's fairly efficient in terms of word usage. Okay, but let's break down what we need. So you guys should know what a subject is. What is a subject? How can we put a definition on that? Kato, what do you think?
A noun that is doing something or exists.
Yeah, that's good. I might reword that a tiny bit. It's going to be, we'll say the person or thing. Is somebody mumbling over there and humming under their breath or talking? It's really driving me nuts.
Please hearing.
Or cursed hearing. Please stop. Thank you. The person or thing that is, and we're going to underline that, or does something. Okay, the person or thing that does the action of the verb, or is the verb, pretty much. Okay.
Everyone's special.
Nobody.
No.
is. Okay, and the verb, remember, it's an action word, or existence. Right? So you can sit, but you can also be something, right? I am eating, or I am a teacher, right? That's the difference between action versus a state of being. All right, any questions so far? Is this fairly straightforward? Okay. Now, in terms of verbs, when you see them, actually, don't worry about that. Okay, another vocab term that you should get comfortable with is linking verb. Okay, all the linking verb is just the verb to be, pretty much. Okay. And last but not least, there's another term that you should know exists, but I'm not going to be too stingy about it. A compliment. Have you guys heard that term before?
Yes.
Okay, what is a compliment?
Compliments like.
Not you look nice today, that's with an I. Kato?
When like things fit in together.
Yeah, when they fit together. So when you have a linking verb, right? Let's say you have the sentence, this is not really a great sentence, but it is a sentence. Mr. Smith is the guy. Okay, makes no sense. We don't know what kind of guy. We've got Mr. Smith, who is my what? Yeah. So yeah. So in turn, yes, the subject of the sentence is what kind of verb here? Linking verb. I want you to think about linking verbs as if they're equal signs. Okay. Now in math, 2 + 2 equals 4. Okay, this equals sign just shows you that the values on either side are the same, right? So if you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, right? The math just checks out. It has to equal it. It's basic math principles. So apply that to your Latin thinking. So Mr. Smith is the guy. Are Mr. Smith and the guy the same thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so the guy is just what we call a compliment. Okay. Does that make sense?
It's really a compliment this way.
A compliment with an I?
A compliment that is a compliment.
It's a compliment that is a compliment. You can walk up to Mr. Smith and say, Mr. Smith, you are the guy. He'll probably be like, what? What? We could have gone with that too. Mr. Smith is a man. Yeah, that makes sense. What?
The guy was on the
Mr. Jeffrey Smith.
Oh, that guy.
That guy, yeah. Okay. So let's do some Latin examples, and we should be fairly good. Are there any questions up to this point? No, is this fairly simple conceptually? Okay. Oops, why does it do that? The whispering and muttering that goes on over there should really stop. Guys. Shush. Oh, did you miss some?
Yeah. Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps. Sorry, I'm just quoting Mark.
I figured.
Iron.
The Avengers. Okay. Let's do the first one. This is a sentence you've seen before. Make sure that you leave space above and below each sentence that we are about to write, okay? Skip lines. Leave space above and below. So skip 2 lines, I guess.
I forgot how to write a cursive
Wasn't
E.
it just Cornelia?
Recipes.
I learned cursive like really early, and then I didn't use it anymore because I moved to a different school.
All right, so Cornelia est puella Romana. What is my subject? Olivia.
Cornelia.
Good. And what is my verb?
How do you do the cursive R again?
The what?
Cursive R.
In lowercase?
No, in uppercase.
I thought it was just this.
No, there's something up.
There's a way? There's another way?
No, it's like that.
I thought it was just this.
It doesn't matter.
No, I don't know. I forgot. Because I write in like half cursive, half print, so I don't actually remember. All right, so what's my verb? Kato.
Yes.
Est, good. All right, how am I going to mark that up though? It's a V, but what do you think we should use instead? You can use LV. You can also use an equal sign, but it's up to you. Whichever one works best for you. Okay. Now, puella romana, what are those?
The compliment.
These are compliments, yeah. Okay. So translation, who's got the translation? Libertinus.
Cornelia is a Roman girl.
Good. Okay, so just write the translation underneath. Don't do this on your actual, like when we do stories, don't write it underneath, but for note purposes, you can write it underneath. Okay. Good. Let's do one more example. Again, remember, leave room above this to mark up. Okay, puellae in Italia habitant. All right, now this does follow the typical convention of Latin word order. Adolphus, ubi est verbum in sententia?
Where's the noun sentence?
Verbum, verbum,
Word.
yeah. Ubi est verbum.
That's in word.
Let's go. I got Ubi right on the quiz.
Italia est verbum?
Oh, no.
Minime.
Wait, can
The
you ask your question again?
Hamilton is the word.
Habitant.
Habitant est
I
verbum.
couldn't hear.
What does
That is
verbum?
actually a word for verb in Latin.
Yes.
Verb. Think about it. Werebo, but W.
Well, verbum.
Remember how V's are weird, like what?
Yes.
So
Oh,
it's
it's
like
just
very-
pronounce it like.
Yeah, you just pronounce it like different. Yeah.
so it tricks you, but once you realize.
I think, what is it? In initio erat verbum. In the beginning was the word. No?
I don't remember.
No Bible goers here?
Wait, it's
Oh, Lucy!
Did you bring a feather today?
Huh?
Oh, yeah, peacock cat.
No, I didn't bring the feather today. But methinkest I might have to move your seat to right here, in arm's reach of my desk. Oh, are you actually moving? Are you standing up or are you getting up? What are you doing?
yeah, good. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, you know what? Would you mind switching seats with our venerable Lucy? Thank you.
I don't think it'll work. It's just sleeping.
She'll just sleep here?
Yeah, it's just faster color.
Okay.
I'll be sleeping.
You'll be sleeping over there? It's a trade-off? No! No sleeping.
What's wrong with
Drink
you?
some coffee.
In class, when I'm trying to get stuff done, a lot.
I was during the chapel. I was listening to what he said, but I was also like closing my eyes to fully take in the picture.
Fully shaking.
Okay. Just so you guys know, you are being recorded right now. You are being recorded. Your nonsense is recorded and noted. And it's interesting.
Wait. What do you
Wait,
mean
where's
by
the
that?
camera?
Oh,
It was sound recording.
Oh, really?
oh, that's a sound.
How do you think I do this? Magically? No. Okay.
Mihi nomen est.
So habitant is my verb. Now,
Not
who's my subject? Who's my subject? Caecilia. Puellae, good. All right, and in Italia, what am I going to mark that up as?
Where's my pencil?
What?
Like what?
All right, Olivia's about to jump out of her seat. Yeah, it's a prepositional phrase, so we circle those. Okay. Now, puella means girl. Puellae means girls. Good. Okay, so puellae, the girls.
Oh, it's a.
Yep. Habitant, live in Italia.
What's the difference between habitant and habitat?
Number. It's the difference between singular versus plural. So if it ends in a T, it's singular. If it's NT, it's plural. And that's gonna get to the next thing we're gonna talk
Wait,
about.
what is boys again? What? It's.
Puer for singular and pueri for plural.
That's it.
Puer. Yeah, it's a weird word, but we're not going to get to that declension just yet. So girls live in Italy. All right, any questions on this? Okay, so you kind of get the idea of like subjects and verbs and complements and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's fairly simple. Okay, now let's kind of talk about. May I scroll past?
Sure.
Or are you still writing? I think I might need to reshuffle these seats.
Wait.
Because I made them when I didn't know you, and now I know you.
This is two sides. I can't see much.
And I can't have you all sit right here.
We could.
I'm gonna get every single pen and I'm gonna make them all click.
That's not the.
No,
Action.
please don't do that. We're not going to get anything done. And then you guys are going to be in trouble when it comes time for the test and you can't do it.
Hey, I should just do this and you just.
How about we don't do that?
Yeah.
You're gonna get a pop quiz if you keep on doing that. That's weird. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I do. You guys do know I give pop quizzes, right?
Oh, I remember someone saying that.
Yeah.
What is it? Pop quiz.
If
Keep him- it's
someone's
not a-
phone, like someone's phone.
Popular quiz.
Wait,
No, that's Mr. Brownworth.
Oh, my bad.
My policy is if you guys are too annoying, or if you're not doing the work and carrying your weight, I give you a quiz.
Wake up.
Quiz time, guys.
Please don't do this to us.
Okay, so the next topic, I'm moving on.
Still do.
You can continue your notes here. You don't have to start a new page, just a new topic. All right, we're going to talk about subject-verb agreement.
I'm gonna hear myself after and I'm gonna feel guilty. What?
Nothing. Okay. So to do this, I'm going to write down some examples for you, and you're going to kind of figure out what's going on here. Okay. Puella currit quod laeta est. Okay, so let's mark it up. All right, first things first, how many verbs do I have here?
A couple.
I have 2. Yes, and 2 is a couple, so you were technically right. You got it. Okay, what's my first verb? Kato? Well, it's close to laita. There's another verb there.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got est, which is a linking verb, and then we've got currit, which is a regular old verb. Okay, so 2 verbs. They both end in the letter T, right? Okay. Now, the word puella, what is that? How am I going to mark that up?
Subject.
Subject, okay? And laita is
Adjective.
it's an adjective, but it's with a linking verb, so how are we going to mark that up?
Wait.
C, complement.
Oh, because.
Because it's complementing puella. Okay. So, our translation, the girl runs
Runs.
because
Because.
laita est, she is happy.
I thought it was the girl was happy because she ran.
I would say that you could do it that way, but I would pay attention to the quad. The placement there is kind of important. One thing has to come before the other, logically, I guess. Okay, now let's do the second example. Again, leave yourself space to mark up. Puellai.
Run.
No, it's the same, but it's not. Yeah, it's the same, but it's not. Okay. Okay, how is it different? How?
Plural.
Yeah, this is the plural version of the previous sentence. So the verbs end in what two letters then? NT. Good. Okay. So like I said before, if it ends in a T, it's singular. If it ends in NT, it's
They,
plural. Plural. Okay. So puelai, and if you notice, right, is puelai plural?
Yeah.
Yes, it means girls.
I remember there was it was sum as est, or sumus estis, and estis was the weird one. It meant like you all, or like y'all.
Y'all are.
Y'all are. And I don't remember. There was like some rule for it.
I don't know of any rule.
Or maybe not a rule, like you didn't use it for certain things.
I'm not sure. I've never heard that. Okay.
Because can't you just say they instead of you all?
No, because
'Cause
you
you're
y'all
directly talking to them.
y'all yeah, y'all is second person and they is third person.
Okay.
So the girls run because they are happy.
Wait,
Yes.
why is light has something?
I'm sorry, it's not. Thank you. It's a compliment. Good catch. The murmuring makes me do that. The mumbling makes me mess up. Please don't. Help me help you. I don't want to teach you guys the wrong thing, so please, please, please. All right. You guys need quiet to concentrate, so do I.
Pestis.
Yes, you guys are. Sorry, what? That was an inside thought. Ooh.
I forget how to say drunken idiot again.
India?
Idiot.
Enebrios stultos, I guess.
Or like you're drunken, you're like mean, you're like I forget how you have to say it.
Well, it's not relevant to the conversation, so I'm gonna
Sorry,
skip
hang on,
that.
topic.
Yes, it's off topic. Okay.
Just a little bit.
So have you guys heard of subject-verb agreement before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just put a definition on it. This is our big takeaway from this.
Topic takeaway?
No, it's just like a blurb. It's like our important, the big idea of the lesson. So the takeaway is that the subject and the verb must agree in number. Okay, so what that means is if the subject, I'm going to abbreviate here, is singular, then the verb must also be singular. Okay? And the other way too. If the subject is plural, the verb must also be plural. Okay, they have to agree. What you cannot do, you can't say, Cornelia sunt puella. You can't say that. That like is grammatically wrong. Okay? Because what's sunt?
Are girls.
Yeah, that would be like saying Cornelia are girls, and like that just is silly. If Cornelia were I could say Cornelii. Whoops, sorry. I could say Cornelii, right? Like, let's say there's a meeting of a bunch of girls named Cornelia. So the Cornelii, like the Cornelii girls, are girls.
So a lot of Greek something I, and
Yeah,
like
the-
brother or sister.
There
Yeah.
must have been like a lot of people named like a certain name.
Oh yeah.
Like
Like a group of
Lucius
people.
or Quintus or
You keep pronouncing it like it's Italian, and it's bothering me.
Lucius. Lucius.
It's that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they didn't have like a sh sound, right?
Could I do this?
Group of Cornelia and Flavia are 12.
Is that a legal move? Can I do this?
I'm battleground.
I think it's 5.
Why?
Because it's chill.
Because it's what?
Two or more.
It's all like the outdoor.
Yeah. Okay. Cornelia and Flavia they're two people, right? So technically, we have subjects then, so that means it is plural. So it does check out with subject-verb agreement. Good. Okay. Does this make sense? All right. End of lesson.